We ain't done this in a long time.
We ain't done it in a long time.
We ain't done it in a long time, Daddy.
Hey guys, how are you? We're going to go ahead and listen to this live real quick. Monique and her husband, they went live and had a few things to say. You may or may not know that Monique has had kind of a little bit of a long-standing feud with DL Hughley, and it popped off again. So her and Sydney went live, and they're trying to keep it cute, and so are we. So let's go ahead and listen. They're gonna get started, and we're gonna talk about it. Okay.
A couple of things that have taken place after the Club SHAYSHAY interview. Much love to Shannon Sharp.
Yes.
Good brother. Thank you for allowing Monique to come on the platform, be a listening ear, continue success on what it is that you're doing. Thank you for being a real one.
Yeah, baby. Thank you. Thank you.
We wanted to address first and foremost our brother, DL Hughley. And we are firm believers on what is right and what is wrong.
Yes.
So we got to start off by saying there was an inaccuracy as it regards Monique saying that there was a cease and desist that was given to DL to shut it down. What had taken place, to be accurate, was after Monique spoke to Brother DL on that conversation, Brother DL said, what?
Well, after we spoke on that conversation, when we hung up that phone, the last thing he said was, it is what it is. And I said, DL, then we're going to have to get our attorney involved. That's the last thing me and DL Hughley said on that conversation.
And after having that conversation with Monique, we went and got our attorney involved, Attorney Anderson. At the time, there were some emails that were transferred back and forth between his side and our side, and it escalated to a point when we had our attorney on the email, whereby then finally DL said that he would scratch the interview.
Yes.
So it was inaccurate that a cease and desist had to be given. However, that was the next step, and that's what Monique remembered, because when I discussed it with her, we said that would be the next step. But to DL's credit, at that moment, when it had escalated, that's when he decided to shut it down. However, that is a bit different from how it seemed to have been communicated, whereby on the phone, they were having a conversation and it was kumbaya. Though he never used those words, kumbaya, it did not end with her being under the impression that this was going to be resolved and shut down. So we wanted to make that clear out of love and respect for Brother DL. And despite all the commentary that he gave, with all the crunches she be doing, the captain's in the front.
I do.
And
I do.
Tell him.
I'm a sneak snacker, baby.
And she doesn't sneak when she snacks.
Okay. Hey.
But nonetheless, we wanted to be clear, because at the end of the day, we Black folks in this world of entertainment, and there was a level of harshness in his return that seemed a little bit exaggerated for the moment. And we wanted to make it clear, and I think Monique can do it best when she speaks in reference to what she meant while talking about DL in the past.
You know, when I watched DL say, she went after my wife, she went after my daughters, I want to really be clear who I went after so that there's no confusion here. When I was on stage, when I'm on stage and we are performers, we are performing to the audience in front of us. When I was on that stage and I said, it must be hard to perform oral sex.
but differently.
Okay, on a coward. That had nothing to do with Mrs. Hughley. That insult was directed straight to you, DL. That had nothing to do with your wife. That was straight to you. So it felt like you were trying to pass it off as if I was going after your wife. When it comes to your daughter, to the baby that you did a post about, you did an interview about, I didn't do that interview. I simply reposted what you said. So when you say, Monique, you went after my daughter, that's untrue, DL. I posted what you said. And then when you said when you were really going for it with your shades on, and you said, Monique said, I stood by and watched my daughter be raped. DL Hugley, that's your conscience talking to you, brother. I never said that. I never said that. And I want to be a little clear about something else. Never would I try to do anything to harm any of your babies, because we got babies too. So never would I try to do anything to harm your children. However, what I was saying to your daughter and to the other daughters out there, I know what it's like for your daddy to know you've been touched and he not protect you, because my daddy did the same thing. That's what that whole point was. But I was showing why I would call you a coward, brother. I don't think it's brave that you didn't protect your baby. So when I said what I was saying, let me be clear to you, DL Hugley, it had nothing to do in reference to your family, and you know that. Now, when you were speaking and you were going off and you said, what did you say? She was so offended by the game we play, but you didn't say what the offense was. And that's the part for me that is disheartening, that you continue to try to trick and smoke and mirror our people. If you're going to say it all the way through. When you say family is sacred, you are absolutely right, baby. You're right. But when you say would my husband rather, and you co-sign your team of people doing that, well, isn't my husband sacred? So you got to be careful in your words, because the very words you use, DL, they're going to come back, and they're coming back to bite you, baby. And what I also said on Club SHAYSHAY, when I looked in that camera, I said, DL, I love you, brother. And I don't know if you didn't hear that part, but we really do. We love you, brother. And if ever you get courageous enough to want to have a conversation, we're always open to it, because doing that, it shows how our community can get better. When you're wrong, as we have said to you, hey, brother, we apologize on that one.
Yeah, incorrect on the cease and desist. And I want to add one more thing. When you spoke in reference to your daughter being a reason why Monique stopped speaking about it, what you don't even understand, out of love for you, see, you can have a problem with your brother, but you're not going to take it out on the kids. And we respected the fact that she tried to defend you, but we got 3 big ass sons that if we were to think about it in the same way that she thought about it, what would that be? But out of love for you, we're not going to go after your child trying to protect the father that she loves. But one could argue, based upon what you said about yourself, had you exhibited the same type of love and protection for your other daughter that your other daughter tried to exhibit towards you, there never would have been the commentary that you made about yourself. And I liken it to Brother Corey Holcomb, who I don't know, but I got a lot of respect for him because I heard him say something in an interview. He spoke about how Earthquake's son had came to one of his shows, and the young man was hesitant about introducing himself or reintroducing himself because of the rift between his father and himself. And Brother Corey was like, come on, man, no, you come over here and I'm gonna give you love, because that was between your father and I. And it made him reconsider the whole thing and reach back out to an old friend in my humble opinion, that's what real men do. We come from the old school. We not going to have no problem with your children because we love them and we love you and we want y'all to win. Not at the expense of the community, though, being demeaned in order to get followers. But from the standpoint of if we come together, we're going to win just by default. So at the end of the day, when you get to talking about how Monique is not loved and this, that, and the other, that's your perception. But what I'll say is it is due to the love that we have that we're able to love those that say things that could be construed as hurtful, but we understand that the old saying of hurt people. So we don't take what you say personally, brother. And again, it's nothing but love. In addition to the fact, I'm Q-Sci-Fi, just like you, except I've been in about 29 going on 30 years. I'm not going to argue with you, frat. Ain't nothing but love. So we wanted to extend that to you and let you know what it is. And again, if you ever want to speak, let's have a real conversation. But people needed to know where the confrontation on stage began, and it was from that day.
It was from that day. And once you own that day, DL, guess what, baby? We'll be good. Now, talking about we're gonna be good.
Talking about we're going to be good and talking about taking ownership.
I want to talk to my babies at the Breakfast Club.
The Breakfast Club.
I want to talk to my babies at the Breakfast Club. Listen, oftentimes people don't know what a genuine apology will do. They don't even understand. It allows us to say, we accept that apology and we move forward because today, y'all own that. Today, Charlemagne, today, Envy, y'all own that. And I want to speak to my baby, Just Hilarious.
Come on.
I want to speak to your little sister. And let me speak to DJ and Leonard first. Okay, because I can't I'm not going to do the nicknames. She's a beautiful asset sitting in that seat.
Mm-hmm.
And she's going to bring something very special to that show. And I know the community is agreeing with what I'm saying right now, because what that sister did when she sat in that seat, she was able to get y'all to see something and understand something that nobody could get you to see for years. For years. And just that baby sitting there with nothing but honesty. And said, no, we got to deal with this, y'all. We got to deal with this, y'all. You don't understand what that baby's bringing to that show. Because what she's not going to be bringing is, let's knock down, drag them out. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And because you babies owned it and you apologize.
We love you. And we loved you then. Not mad. And want y'all to win.
That's all. That's all. So if we start pumping out that positivity into our community, if we start speaking about the greatness that we are and the greatness that we're doing, guess what's going to happen? Now, do we still have to bring some to the mat and ring the doorbell, ding dong? Yes, we do. But we don't love them no less, because at any given time, we could be brought to the mat, ding dong.
Well, we make it a point of not messing with people that's not messing with us. And we hope that today for you guys, the feeling that Charlemagne got, Brother Leonard received from the community by big upping him for apologizing. It's kind of like a movie we used to watch with the kids called Monsters, Inc., where they would go in, they would scare the people for power. But then they found out laughter created more power. Y'all have the power to heal. Use it. Use it to heal. Use it to help folks. Don't hurt folks. Because what happens is, one of the greatest gifts we can have is going in our community and getting the love from our people. Forget Hollywood, because it's weird. getting the love from our people. So we are proud of you. And I'm emotional about it because I'm happy that y'all got an opportunity to do that for yourselves. And we love y'all, brothers and sisters. And just hilarious, keep that going. Keep that going because you are a great addition. Because there were others that would have sat in that seat and would not have said a word. So, nothing but love and respect for y'all. And one last thing. Thank you, Charlamagne, for not calling the brother daddy.
Okay. Hey.
Thank you for not calling me daddy. You did the right thing. And you
Well, I'm dying over here.
It was Monique. So we love y'all.
You know, and we said before we came on that we was not going to be long and we were just going to say, you know, what we needed to say. But I want to say to our community, don't give up on us.
In terms of our community.
Yes, don't give up. Don't give up on your relationships. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. You got to keep going and keep pushing and keep standing strong. Don't give up on your love. Please hear me, and I'm talking right to the sisters. Don't give up on your love. Don't give up on that man that's treating you in a way that you ain't never been treated. Don't give up on that man that's loving your babies, and some of them may not even be his. Don't give up on that man.
Yo, I had to stop right there. I wanted to let this play all the way through, but you know, Monique, you could see in this speech, this little announcement, PSA, whatever they're calling it, answer to DL Hughley. Now they're talking to the world. Monique loves that man. So, Mr. Sydney, aka Daddy, we get it. We get it. We get it. We get it. Monique, we know you love that man with all of your heart. And that's a beautiful thing. And you should love your husband. And you could tell Monique loves that man. Me personally, at this point, I'm like, wait a second, can we get back to DL Hughley? Like at the end of the day, y'all need to they're very emotional people, this couple. This couple is very, very emotional. And I know that she is an actress and all of the things, and I'm not saying she's acting at this moment. But I mean, it's a little bit of theater in this response, and I get it, but it's like a lot of people have a lot of pain and suffering in the place where they collect their bags, right? It's not always pleasant and it's not going to always be cute. That's why they call it work. Even when you are working in something that you love. Let's go ahead and let them finish, and then we're going to run over to DL's and see what Mr. DL had to say. I think they're almost done with this.
That is taking your shit.
Or
woman. And still standing strong with you. Don't give up, y'all. So when people say, why does he have to be there? Because he makes me better. He makes me stronger. He makes me happier. He's made me a better mother, a better wife, a better friend, a better entertainer. He makes me better. So listen, y'all, if y'all got somebody that is making you better, if y'all got somebody that's hanging in there with you when you know goddamn well you should have been dropped off, be unafraid to hold on to him. Be unafraid. Is it challenging to grow up? It's challenging. It is, especially when we've been taught some shit all of our lives and we've seen it. It can be challenging. That is why, D.L. Hugley, I have no hate in my heart for you, brother. When I see you walking through the airport with a support dog, I'm not making fun of you. I'm just saying, brother, if you have to,
you see what I'm saying?
Why you going after the people like you do?
Why?
It ain't necessary. Be funny with all of that. And when we speak about Oprah, when we speak about Tyler, when we speak about CBS, we're not speaking about them to call them out. We're speaking to call them up, because the same way that the Breakfast Club was able to say, I'm sorry. The same way Brother Lee Daniels was able to go across the stage and apologize. The same way that we were able to say, we are sorry. It was inaccurate about the cease and desist. Is the same way that Oprah, who teaches master classes, well, sometimes we got to love enough. We got to love the teacher enough to sit them down and say, it's time for you to be a student again. Tyler Perry, it's like, brother, the world heard you on audio saying you were wrong. You cost our family tens of millions of dollars. We don't hate you. We love you because you were trying to do the right thing. But as Gayle King said when she did that interview about Kobe Bryant, certain people suggested that she just stay quiet, but she couldn't. Don't listen to people that tell you to stay quiet when you've done what you weren't supposed to do, when you've done wrong. Speak up, acknowledge it, because it helps us help the community. And guess what? We are only human beings. We are only human beings. And we got to let you know we love you enough because we know that's all y'all are too, despite people making y'all think y'all are more than that.
That's it, my babies. That's it. And, you know, we have always spoke about when it ain't been fair, but we try to make sure we speak about when it is fair. We try to make sure we speak about when people do say, you know what, let me show you what I'm about. And I want to talk to y'all about our brother, Cat Williams. Now, y'all know that is my fraternal twin brother, non-biological, okay? And I want to tell y'all about my twin brother, Cat Williams, baby. Guess what? I'm going to be joining my brother, my twin brother, Cat Williams, on the Dark Matter Tour. So I'm excited. We are excited. I cannot wait to see y'all, Connecticut. I see y'all tomorrow night with our brother, Cat Williams, Albany, New York, with our brother, Cat Williams. And I'll say this too. And I told him this. I said, for as funny and as talented as you are, your heart is far bigger.
Real talk.
And that brother done touched our community, baby, in ways that he's never even talked about. Those are the real ones.
Because as they say, real G's move in silence.
Oh.
That said.
She is.
Well, give me a kiss on that one.
What you say?
My
love
name,
y'all.
well, I was going to say my name is Monique.
Girl.
Did you tell me?
My name is Mrs. Sydney. I'm sure that's what she wanted to say. That's my man. She wanted to say, that's my man. She wanted to say, that is my man, my man, my man, my man.
Cut this shit off.
Okay, Daddy, wait a minute. Bring it to me now.
I'm sorry. I love Monique, and I'm cool with everything that they said at this moment, but it's giving my man, my man, my man, my man. And there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. All right. There's nothing wrong with being my man, my man, my man. But just don't be mad when people call you out on my man, my man, my man. Anyway, let's get over to DL Hughley. DL Hughley said you got him fucked up, okay? He has a statement here on his Instagram. It says, let me make this very clear. Let's zoom in on it and then we'll zoom back out to play the video. Let me make this very clear. I started none of this, but you got me fucked up all the way if you think I'm going to stay silent and not call out a liar. I see what y'all did with Steve and all them when nobody tried to defend themselves. It's been 2 years since that woman lied and disrespected my family. When the internet came for her ass after what she said about my daughter, she stopped all the bullshit and that was it. I've been minding my own business and now here we go again. Just because someone lies, manipulates, gaslights you in a calm voice with terms of endearment doesn't make it true. You had an issue with me when it came to that contract, but before you ever spoke a word to me, you went on stage at concert in front of a full audience and attacked my wife. But family is sacred. Gaslighting. Okay, so he's responding to what they just said. You had an issue with me, but you brought my daughter's trauma into it to try to hurt me. Now you're saying it wasn't like that. Then why did you publicly apologize? Gaslighting. Then why did you publicly apologize? Gaslighting. Every time you speak my name, I'm coming back to you. You don't get to be the aggressor and the victim with me. You speak my name or my family's name, and I'm gonna be on your ass. And that's from Team DL. Okay, let's let the man speak and let's go.
I'm taking time to respond to Monique again. She made another greasy ass video with her daddy. We kind of relitigating some of the stuff she said on Club SHAYSHAY, where she talked about how she was on the show and somebody, you know, they played a game, Would You Rather? And I guess she felt like they insulted her husband's sexuality, which is interesting because she can always talk shit about everybody else's sexuality. But I guess her husband's sacrosanct. He's off limit. But a hit dog will bark unless his mouth is full. But she talked about, well, she didn't actually call her lawyer. Who the fuck would be afraid of your lawyer? Your lawyer, you mean the lawyer that did your contract? That lawyer, the lawyer from the firm of Negro from Ghetto Got Him and Gone, that lawyer? Who the fuck afraid of him? He couldn't get your name right on the ticket. He gonna get it right on a legal document. It didn't happen because we decided it shouldn't happen. You didn't need to, because we respect people. We don't have to do things for clicks. They took it off because you asked me to, because I respected you at the time. You also talked about how I disrespect you on so many platforms, but you have this impeccable memory where you can tell to the degree, well, who did what to you and why and what happened, where you were, but you can't pull up one time on any platform that I said anything about you at all, because you know you're lying. You got that piece of paper and that big ass memory, but you can't pull one up. My biggest mistake is saying yes to you. I should have said no when you couldn't come on my radio show. I should have said no that I wasn't playing those dates with you. As a matter of fact, almost anybody who says yes to you at some point is in this milieu with you. Almost anybody. So I would suggest anybody out there, you can say yes to drugs, but say no to Monique. You talked about how my children, families are uplifted. They weren't when you were running across Vegas. I mean, I'm the stage in Detroit. They weren't when you talking shit on social media. When you got your ass whipped and your tickets dropped, then they became off limits. But let's do this. Let's decide that you will treat my children like you treat yours, like you don't know them, invisible, like you have no relationship with them, like you're estranged. You're unfamiliar, like you don't know them. You also intimated that I was a coward. You know what I'd never do? I would never let my woman take care of me. I would never let my woman get evicted from her apartment. I would never let my woman has to ask another man for money. I'd never do that. Can your old man say the same? He loves you. Of course, he got to say that. You claim him on your taxes. He's a dependent. He's sitting there with you right now. And everything. Because it ain't like he does anything else. But you never address the salient point. I said that if you spent as much time writing your Netflix special as you did arguing about getting it, it wouldn't have been trash. It was. I didn't say it. I defy anybody out there. Stop listening to me. Watch it. Read the reviews. Read the reviews. You beg for something. You made valid points that women are underpaid, that they're not valued. That's absolutely right. So you would think that when you got a chance to do something that you could argue for, you'd be up for the challenge, but you shit the bed because you never are ready for it, because all you ever do is complain about what you don't have. You're never ready for the moment because you're always living in the past. I said it. If you spend half of your time doing, as opposed to talking about who didn't do for you and what they did for you, you'd be a lot further along. You wouldn't be evicted. You wouldn't be working for your man. You wouldn't be asking other comics for money. So you got all the ingredients. Take that piece of paper that you're running down the list with, and that pen that you got, and that daddy sitting next to you, and do what you can't do what you never do. Write a fucking joke. All right, I'm taking time to respond to Monique.
Well, damn. I wanted to see. Did he post something else? He's not playing with Monique right now. Okay, let's see. I think that maybe that's it. I think.
Well, Club SHAYSHAY is getting messier and messier.
Okay,
it's almost like Wendy Williams didn't go anywhere. She just got a weight set. So Monique was on. Every time I see Monique these days, she's on.
Let me read this first, okay? The reason lies and false narratives continue to go on and circulate is because they go unchecked. what you're not going to do is call me out my name and not get checked. Monique is a liar. So basically, Monique went on Club Shay Shay, and I think that's the nexus of all of this. I'm sure you know this by now. Anyway, so he is checking her. She is constantly throwing a rock and hiding her hand. You don't get to tear people down and then soften the blow by calling them brother, sister, sweet baby. That's not love. Far from it. I'm sure Ike thought he loved Tina too. Apologize. I will never forgive or forget the way you tried to manipulate my daughter's trauma to fit your sick narrative. I don't play when it comes to mine because I love my family for real, and they actually love me back. So this is his response, y'all. This is getting ugly. What is going on out here, y'all?
Doing some greasy ass video with her and her daddy complaining about something or working out. I don't know nobody that work out that much and gain weight unless every crunch you do has got captain in front of it. But apparently she goes on Club Shay Shay and tells the story about how she came on my radio show and I wasn't there at the time. And my co-host Jasmine Sanders played a game that we play all the time with everybody called Would You Rather. She apparently was so offended by that she says she got off. She called me. Monique did, and she said I was very dismissive, like, Monique's a liar. When Monique did call me, I heard her complaints. I listened to her, and I pulled the segment. So if I had been as dismissive as she alleges I was, that segment would have aired. It didn't because I respected her wishes. She's a liar. It's also befuddles the shit out of me how somebody who as a comedian talks as much shit about everybody else as she does, she has the temerity to be offended about anything as much shit as you say about people. Then she encouraged everybody, allegedly it stems from the fact that I used to always talk shit about her on video after video, and she encouraged her sweet babies to look at the video and find them. Do that. Do exactly what she says. And you know what you're not going to find? You're not going to find any evidence of that because Monique is a fucking liar. She's lying about that. But what you will find is Monique talking shit about some alleged contract dispute we had. Look at the ticket. It says D.L. Hughley, then Monique. She knows the story. But what she did in response to that, she talked about my dog, my wife. This broad even brought out my daughter's personal trauma. My daughter was molested and Monique brought that shit out and told the world that I allowed my daughter to be raped in front of me. The lying motherfucker. She knows she was lying. And it only stopped when everybody from my family checked her. It's interesting. You know what else you won't see Monique doing? You won't ever see her with her family, videos with her children or grandchildren, because nobody fucks with me. How do you have sweet babies when your own babies don't fuck with you? How do you love us for real when there's no evidence of anybody loving you for real, except your daddy, who you apparently have to pay? And FYI, daughters are paid for by daddies, not daddies who get paid by their daughters. You know what else you won't see Monique doing? Telling jokes. Monique, if she just spent as much time actually writing jokes and writing her Netflix special as she did complaining about not having one, it wouldn't have been trash. It got the worst reviews of any Netflix special in history because that's what Monique does. She complains and she has grievances. You never see her being a human being. You never see her being sweet and warm to people, except when she's using it to butter somebody up to get something. There's a reason why everywhere she goes, shit starts. Everywhere she goes. How is it that nobody fucks with you, not even your family? How do you, or I was on the road, get it. I get it every goddamn week. Look at my schedule versus yours. See how much I'm going. And I still managed to have a relationship that I cherish with my children. Can you say the same? You can't. Because all you do is talk about your grievances and who did you wrong. There's a reason you're by yourself. There's a reason you got to pay a man to love you. It's sad. There's an old adage that says you can't buy love. It's a shame, Monique, that you probably always will have to. Well, clubs.
Okay, guys, this is really so. Look, this is sad. We hadn't gone over to Club Shay Shay's, and I gotta go watch the interview now. But look, these two are too grown, too big age to be going through this. It's really kind of unfortunate that they're doing this, especially a man and a woman going back with each other, because I just think that no matter how right, let's say DL Hughley could be potentially, I'm not saying either one is right or wrong. They feel how they feel, they feel how they feel. But I don't think a man can ever win cussing a woman out and dragging her like a broad, and calling her and just cussing her all the way out. I know Sydney tried to get involved to support his wife, and I think she got her little subtle digs in. She did. She did. We didn't miss the digs on Monique, but I just don't think a man, a real man, and I'm not saying that he's not a real man, but what I'm saying is I don't think a man ever wins by dragging a woman by her teeth, her hair, her dress, or anything. I mean, let the lady have her piece and go on, but also it's not right. Like, you should be able to defend yourself. So I get it. I get the whole thing. It's unfortunate that these two, I guess, pillars of the comedy genre sector, whatever you want to call it, radio, even have to feel this way. I mean, this is an Academy Award winning actress. D.L. Hughley is a very successful comedian, radio show personality, and all of the things. It's just unfortunate. I just don't think as a man, it's ever a good look to come for a woman. As a woman, should she have come for, I mean, this whole thing is a mess. Anyway, we're going to make sure to go watch Club Shay Shay, and we'll talk about it when we do Hot Topics. Because clearly this is another, it's like Club Shay Shay has struck again. And there's nothing wrong with that because I enjoy Club Shay Shay. I just watched the 21 Savage interview recently. I did not watch Usher, I'll be honest. He's had a couple of people on. I think Monique got down and personal with about the Oprah thing, and I think she was showing some support for Taraji. You know, this is just the continuing of the bad press and everything revolving around Color Purple as well. I mean, you know, Taraji P. Henson, it was just bad. So let's see. I'm going to pull up a Club Shay Shay clip and let's see if we can play that over here. Let's see.
Tyler Perry, make it.
That goes away. However, when it comes to Tyler Perry, I will not allow you to discount or devalue because that is your voice on that audio.
Mm-hmm.
That's you on tape. So how does it go from you saying you're going to give me an apology to now I owe you an apology? What could I possibly owe you an apology for when you've admitted? See, when Lee Daniels says to me, I've been molested, I've been violated. So the moment I see you trying to do it, we're going to have to address it. Now we go, and I will say this right now on your show. I still love y'all. We still love. Remember our beautiful sister, Tiffany Haddish, did an interview with GQ magazine. And this, in my humble opinion, is where we keep throwing each other under the bus. You're doing an interview with GQ magazine. And I'm assuming people were having call-ins when I said, this is not right. I was donkey of the day. Remember that? I was donkey of the day. The breakfast nubs called me the donkey of the day. That's what they said. And they had a whole call-in about how I was donkey of the day. But you didn't do the same thing when you found out we settled. Now all of a sudden, don't nobody know what a settlement is. I mean, well, we don't even really, it was really, really quick. We just want to throw it away. So with that Netflix special, it was just like, no, guys, I gotta stand up. Because if not, that little girl coming behind me for real,
Right,
that has that resume, I want to let her know you can fight, baby.
right.
You just don't have to say okay.
So she's, I mean, I'll watch more, but just wanted to give you a little taste. Let's see what the next one is.
I remember our beautiful sister.
How can Tyler Perry?
That little girl fell in love with a woman named Oprah Winfrey on a local talk show in Baltimore called People Are Talking. And when I looked at that woman, Shannon, I saw me. I saw a big woman with a big head, big shoulders, and big feet. And I said, if that woman can do that, so can I. So that's what that little girl was thinking of.
Mm.
That little girl fell in love with a woman named Oprah Winfrey
Oh.
on a local talk show in Baltimore called People Are Talking. I'm going to bring this up. I wasn't going to do it.
Okay,
But
here's the
damn it,
Leo
this is
Hugley
this
situation.
seat.
I say, you might want to have another
Look,
clip over.
this seat make you go truth. Tell it.
Leo
No, tell the
Hugley,
damn
man.
truth. God damn it, tell the truth. Because family is sacred.
It's supposed to be.
And we don't cross the line with family.
So I guess this is how
And
it all
people
jumped
begin
off.
to get comfortable to jump on the Monique bandwagon of Monique doing. I'm gonna bring this up. I wasn't gonna do it, but damn it, this seat.
I say, you might want to have another clip over.
This seat make you go truth. Tell it. No, tell the damn truth. God damn it, tell the truth. Because family is sacred.
It's supposed to be.
And we don't.
A man open up to a woman.
This is a industry
When I saw
situation.
Broken.
Okay, all you have to do is go to Club SHAYSHAY to see this. Now she's going to talk about Taraji. Look, Club SHAYSHAY is breaking the internet. Maybe people feel some type of way about this because Club SHAYSHAY, I don't know. Let me just say this. The interviews are very long, and I don't have a problem with long interviews. They're 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. They're very, very long. Look, if you don't want it to be messy, I'm going to say you got to cut it at an hour. I just think that online we have a lot of time. And when people own these shows, they're not on traditional media anymore. You're on the internet, you're on YouTube, you're on Instagram. We have unlimited time to be live and post our content. That's a lot of talking that can happen. And I think that sometimes it can just go a little bit wrong. I don't have a problem with it per se, because you guys know me. If you subscribe here, we go long over here a lot, right? That being said, I don't know. I mean, we're going to have to get caught up. I'm going to watch the whole Club SHAYSHAY. I hope you enjoyed those little outtakes. If you want to watch the outtakes, go to Club SHAYSHAY on Instagram, Monique, D.O. Hugley, all of the things. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe. Make sure that your notifications are set. We'll talk and see what was, is Monique breaking the internet like Cat Williams did, because he dropped a lot of tea that people weren't really anticipating. And now it just seems like where Shannon Sharpe is getting himself involved in a lot of industry drama and mess. Is he partially to blame? Is Taraji being thrown under the bus for being too emotional during The Color Purple? I went to see The Color Purple. It did not bother me that Taraji was crying. I mean, I got it. And working is, I think we had a little bit of that conversation about the pressures of producing bags, right? This is Oprah. There's a reoccurring theme. Tyler Perry, Oprah, Cat Williams. There's a lot going on. You guys comment down below. Let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time. Okay, take care, guys.